All right. Welcome back, collective, my YouTube collective. So excited to be returning after a bit of a break with essentially my last reading. I'm fairly certain that I recorded and showed up for was really bringing up the message. Get the things done that have been floating in your head, in your mind, on your to-do list, on your intentions list, basically pending tasks, pending intentions, anything that we more or less could do or tend to move forward in the directions of our clarity, our goals, our dreams, and once again, intentions. It was basically this very simple energy that was saying, like, hey, if you're feeling a bit lost or uncertain, take some action on some actions that you know are already available to take, as opposed to seeking for like a really new or novel download or novel step. Like this was for a collective where there were things that you could do, such as responding to a message, maybe responding to a message and cleaning up your inbox, returning to recording a video. For some of us, it was taking the time to actually do multiple things. That's why I took a little bit more time away. So we're going to get into it today with some goddess guidance oracle cards, oracle card messages. But Spirit really wanted me to come on camera and just basically state that sometimes you just gotta get the stuff checked off of a list to create space for the new to come in. And in my case, by doing so, I was able to receive some fresher downloads, and not even just downloads, honestly, receiving the inspiration and the energy and the motivation to show up and get things done and to take things to the next level, to remove and melt away brain fog and task paralysis that had been lingering for quite some time, to be honest. It was like in the last week or so, I have taken the time, honestly, like behind the scenes, to come up with like a new strategy and plan on how I want to show up online on my various platforms, what to be offering, seeking advice and guidance and insight on how to offer it and how to structure these things to be showing up as, yes, an oracle here to serve, as well as also an aligned entrepreneur who's taking care of their root chakra. You know, they're really all the chakras, let alone the root and the foundation. And so I can tell with this channel and what's going on here at the start of this reading. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. We're stepping and we're evolving and we're transitioning into a new experience of vulnerability and a new experience of authentic, aligned action. There's something about being more and more of ourselves and maybe owning where previous versions of ourselves, past versions of ourselves did have room to grow, could have maybe made a different decision or prioritized different actions, but for whatever reason we did not in those moments. And rather than maybe looking back and letting hindsight function as a vehicle in which we condemn or criticize our past selves, it's more so evolving and stepping into I'm feeling I want to say a deeper and more rooted presence, a more rooted state of being present, where when reflecting on the past, rather than applying a wrong label on the past, we're looking at it and being like, that's really what that was. That was the season I was in. I did what I could with the energy and information I had available, and whatever I did not do with the energy and information I had available, there's reasons, there's lessons and wisdom behind whatever that delay was. For some of us, we're going through a season, or we've really been in this extended I want to say post-rebirth cycle, but I also want to include the rebirth. So rebirth / post-rebirth cycle, where if you've gone through any type of bout of really like crashing, burning out, crashing out in the last several years, or maybe there've been a couple different ones of like dark nights of the soul, but essentially where you've really gone through some things where you've had to do a lot of restarting, starting over, whether once one big time with minis, or whatever it is, maybe your case. Thanks, Spirit. In this newer version of you, it's also been learning how to show up for your labors, for your tasks, and for your intentions from, yes, a consistent place. Yes, from a place with healthy effort. Yes, maybe you even are comfortable and you're okay with identifying, like at certain times, making sacrifices for your greater good, for the greatest good in alignment with your goals. Yet the previous version of you, and this is not a read, this is not meant to be disrespectful. It's like a previous version of you would almost be so dedicated, so ambitious, so willing to get things done, like so willing to sacrifice, quote unquote, what needed to be sacrificed, so willing to take one for the team, basically so willing to go above and beyond a lot of your energy capacity, which led to the burnout. Because you were able to look at the good reasons why, quote unquote, something should be done now, should involve this sacrifice or trade off of energy or sleep. And ever since that big burnout happened and your nervous system has been recuperating and you've been balancing, learning how to apply effort and go without going too hard, and dancing between these moments of, okay, I'm really, really productive. And then I'm just like burnt out or mini burnout and not able to be productive for like days at a time or for a clip, where you would engage or re-engage with a certain topic or initiative, really like go, I'm going to say it, go hard because you maybe looked up or researched certain practices, certain habits, you had a mentor or you had a friend, somebody giving you advice and giving you their structure and their system on how to do something. And because you saw and you respected their system, you respected their way, you respected their results, and a lot of it did resonate with you, you decided to do it. And you did lean into it, you gave it a shot, and for whatever reason, some things came along, whether distractions, other obligations, whoop-de-woo, and then there was another block, another delay, or a lack of consistency, some way, shape, or form. And Spirit is kind of having us, for those of y'all who are in this process, like of returning to projects and intentions and things that may have had a lot of start and stops, there's basically, Spirit is inviting where a mix between accountability for your delayed, behavior and or situation of the past, and still being compassionate and recognizing a lot of the distractions that were going on in your life, a lot of the delays, a lot of those like start and stops brought with it, many lessons. Like many lessons, many activations, many trials that needed to occur so you could re-engage and reassess and rebuild your capacity, rebuilding up your energy, and doing so from a grounded place and from a very personal place, a very present place in space, where it's not just like, oh, well, I listened to this podcast, I listened to this leadership development material, I read this amazing self-help book, and I got this system, I got this structure, now I need to do it this way. And where you would do push, and then unfortunately at some point burn out and then be stuck between feeling like a failure, maybe engaging in a system where it's like the minute you fall off, even one day, you completely start at zero. And I'm not knocking these systems for the way that they really have helped people. Ain't nobody sitting here saying that this does not resonate for some folks in certain seasons of their life. I'm talking about with folks where it's like, and this is not to remove humility, not to remove modesty. This is for my folks who are really, you are just so unique and so yourself and so dynamic that even if something works for you for a bit, when it stops working for you, I feel like Spirit is saying, stop treating yourself as wrong. Stop jumping to view it as wrong and as a failure, and restart, pausing and looking and reflecting at this and being like inquisitively like, okay, what distractions are coming up for me? What is the universe like bringing to me right now? Why am I not still in alignment with this system and structure that is quote unquote supposed to be helping me fulfill my goal or my goals? Why am I falling off? Why am I falling out? What is going on? Where is the disconnect? And as you lean into that, and it can be very uncomfortable, but there's going to be some really beautiful, like, wisdoms and lessons that could be applied and integrated here. For some, a lot of this is about going through those seasons where we had to beef up and redefine our boundaries and move on from being people pleasers in that regard, where we have to reclaim time in our schedule to just be with ourselves, to stay at home, to be in our own energy, and even just work on feeling safe in our bodies and space again. Then it's about going into the boundaries with ourselves to go from our very survival oriented mechanisms, any comfort mechanisms and things like that, and being a bit more boundaried and disciplined to say, hey, I still want to take care of you. I still want to nourish you. I don't want to work you like a workhorse, or like, unfortunately, like an animal that's pushed too far without enough love and nourishment. No. However, there are labors for us to show up for. There are labors and things that we can be doing. Like our soul, at the end of the day, has missions, has tasks. There's things that we can show up for to do so that our soul embodiment can be more full. Like we're still living, we're breathing, so we're not done yet. We're not done with the soul expression. Like if you woke up and you're tuning in and you're receiving this loud, live, and in color, it's because your soul ain't done yet. Your consciousness is not done yet with the vehicle that you've been blessed with in this lifetime. So pure channeling. Thank you so much, Spirit. We are just pure channeling. I haven't even pulled the cards, and the cards are coming. This is for my collective, where it's not to say, don't take accountability. It's not to say that we've never, quote unquote, done anything wrong in our lives. This is about leveling up beyond a whole situation, context, or chapter being labeled as wrong in a black and white situation, and instead being like, okay, from the consciousness I'm evaluating this at now, this is not in alignment, or this feels wrong to me, or I can recognize that and identify that as wrong, hence why I made a change, hence why I'm making changes. It's a part of my path to refine me into being more of the compassionate, successful, loving, fulfilled, abundant, prosperous, healthy, you name it, individual and being that I seek to be. Pardon me. Ooh, going so fast. This is an alchemical moment and process going on right now where it is majorly though about self-confidence, self-image, self-esteem, self-love, and how we are being in that across time and space, as we look upon our lives, both how we treat ourselves in the moment, as well as how we view previous versions of ourselves, as well as how we view our past, and also how we look towards and look at and maybe even project into our future. Surrendering, because, we can only control but so much. Okay, I feel like the goddesses want to come through. So let's get into this. And also for some of y'all, this is about, even just as Spirit has not only been encouraging me to return to social media and recording videos again with greater consistency and strategy, there's also the encouragement to really do so as my authentic and vulnerable self. There's versions of me that when I pause and I feel like, oh my gosh, am I losing the channel? Am I losing the thought? Am I going too slow? Oh, I'm taking a breath. I'm taking a pause for silence. There's been versions of me in the moment where I would feel nervous or scared and be like, oh, I'm going to lose the audience's attention. Oh, the audience is going to tune out. They're not going to like it. Oh, they're not going to think I'm real, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bump that inner saboteur noise. Bump that inner judgment. It doesn't mean that voice has disappeared. I'm just also now more directly kind of countering it and challenging it and being like, the people I'm calling in and wanting to align with want more opportunities to take, honestly, a nice, clarifying, and deepening breath. The collective I'm serving and connecting with are folks who want to hold that space for the breath to reconnect or reset when needed so that they can receive their divine wisdom, their divine blessings and rewards, that clarity and connection. And if it just takes a little bit of a moment's breath, so be it. Allowing myself to not feel bad or guilty for taking the time to channel and share the examples coming through from spirit, not just relying on the flashiness of the cards or and never that I relied on the flashiness of the cards, because let's be honest, that's not why I'm doing it. But I would say maybe relying on the comfort or the security, and I would say the expected norm of the cards, for being on a platform like this. So let's see. These goddesses are really liberating us to be the most unique, authentic version of ourselves. And that's probably why this goddess guidance deck has come back to me, to essentially encourage us and witness there are so many different divine beings. There's more than enough space for like all of these divine, amazing beings to exist. And each one has their own unique look, like vibe. Even if there's similarities, they each have their own unique function, and they're each a divine, blessed being that we can share, respect, and connect with. And that's what they're wanting us to kind of see about ourselves. Remind us about ourselves. Okay, here we go. Yes, I got Vesta with home. Your household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. Okay, I'm getting a couple things with this one. Now, first up, with Vesta and home, given what I've been channeling this whole reading thus far, this big intuitive download, I'm going to put her actually, I'm going to get more, but she's going to be, okay, yeah, you want to be there. First thing when I saw home was this concept of coming home to yourself, being at home within yourself, being in your warm, loving fireplace, very Vesta vibes, by the hearth, being nourished in the home you've created within. And so what is the nourishment? What is the nurturing that you're giving? How are you creating a home within yourself that provides a warm environment that literally warms and relaxes your muscles and bones, so relieves tension? How are you creating a space that's like warm and loving and cozy where you can feel safe? Warm, loving, and cozy so that you can feel appreciated and truly welcome and a sense of belonging. Nourished in how are you providing yourself literally like the health that you need on the most basic physical level, but let's also extend that to the emotional, energetic, and mental health as well. There's really this recultivation of being at home and coming home to yourself. And I was getting the word homecoming earlier today. Spirit is reminding me. So this concept of homecoming, if you run into the words homecoming, I don't do sports, so I don't know if we're anywhere near homecoming season in the literal sense. I didn't go to a school that, do we have a homecoming? I don't think so. Sips tea. So, and Chichue, homecoming in and of yourself. And being your own god, being your own goddess, being your own goddess, being your own divine being. Did I just hear a meow? Because we ain't got a cat. I could have sworn I just heard a meow. And y'all know well, if you know me, I meow in my own personal life. Like, it's just what I do. Like, if I don't know the words to a song, if I'm just feeling like, meow, like, meow, Sometimes it's just another way of communication, vibration. Like, if you get it, you get it. Meow. So anyway, I feel like the cat coming through though, as I'm talking about this, it's very, now I'm very gay, very queer. So it's a very like meow, like that's a very like puss affirmation. That's a very like sovereign, divine, feminine affirmation, especially as I'm talking about the goddess, acknowledging the goddess within, taking care of yourself, being in your power, slaying in your lane, acknowledging everybody can have a lane to slay. Like, don't be caught up in the scarcity. Ugh, no. Vesta, what else is coming through? Okay, next shuffle. Next gotta shuffle. Being reminded that it is Virgo season, so this is a really great time for health and wellness routines on all layers and level of being to be reevaluated and jumping back into. So not just physically, I am getting an element of, because of Vesta, and I'm feeling like the hearth, warm meals, cauldron, but like cooking pot, things of that nature. Like eat nutritiously, and I know that's cliche, that's not limited to just one time in our life. However, I'm feeling like being mindful about vitamins, supplements, nutrients, digestion, hydration, really fueling your body, especially really fueling your body, consuming wisely, consuming wisely, consuming wisely and intentionally, consuming wisely and intentionally. So not just wisely as in like, oh, we've heard somebody else's opinion about like diets and nutrition, and because we really respect them, it's similar to what I was talking about earlier in the channel. Like this is about being very authentic with the wisdom that you're applying in your own life, taking what resonates and truly leaving what doesn't, and being okay with experimenting. And when something doesn't resonate or when something stops resonating, not bashing yourself as if you're this wrong person, and more so being like, okay, I have changed. I have evolved. I have alchemized. I have chosen to change. I have chosen to evolve. I have chosen to alchemize. I have chosen to transform. Ooh, ooh, boom, the drama. And honestly, this is a blessing because I haven't had this deck in years, and then got one for a steal on Marketplace. Yes. Hathor, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. And I was talking about especially like the goddess energy, meow. The divine feminine being really strong from the very beginning. So this is, and the fact that I was guided by the goddess energy, the feminine energy, to use this deck first and very specifically. So this is a very divine feminine reading at the time that this finds you. This is a timeless message as I record them. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't whenever it comes through. I'm seeing Hathor. Very interesting. She's giving me... It's interesting. I know it's Hathor. I know it's Egypt. But it's giving me mountaintop vibes, giving me Mount Olympus realness, Mount Olympus vibes for me for a minute. Because it's like having like the clouds behind, like that very upper elevation. I almost said upper echelon, P.S. But I meant upper elevation, hence I said it, but that upper echelon. So there's some getting it, meow, meow, meow. Okay, here we go. Because slow it down, spirit. Okay, like we need to structure this and we have to deliver this in a way that YouTube, it'll pass the meow, meow. Okay, so I'm gonna come closer because I want you to get into the card with me. We're gonna narrate. Okay, so we can see the mountains. Now we see the water coming down, these waterfalls coming down, and what looks like otherwise these very like orange, red, very like dusty, it's not giving me like forestal, plant life, foraging realness. It's not, but we know where there's water, there is life. Okay? Water is life. And notice where it's coming from the goddess. A little like nourishing waters, a little nourishing milk energy. Okay, have to be very careful. Because unfortunately, from what people be like, they be hypersensitive with like censoring stuff. Get into this. You're about to receive, thank you, Spirit. Okay, when I was doing this before and getting the download, it's like you're leveling up your elevation by you climbing your personal mountain, essentially by you going up your journey to elevate, by you elevating and ascending and allowing yourself to get some fresh air, fresh views, and fresh perspectives and get closer to the heavens and thus closer to the gods, so to speak, closer to the divine, so to speak. The higher the hair, the closer to God, that kind of energy. It's like, open up, allow yourself to receive, baby. Like, the goddess is here to nourish you, baby. Literally, baby. It's like you're about to get like the milk. You're about to get like the nutrients. You know, you're about to get the formula, but it's not formula. You know, it's natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just flowing here. It's gonna wash over you energetically. Energetically. Meow meow. I'm getting this, yes, to kind of make this very simple, feminine energy of being open and receptive. Yet the way that I really focus on the Mount Olympus, the mountains, the needing to like, you know, ascend, elevate, and climb, that's a little bit of the action element of this. It's in the sense of, yes, it's one thing to set the intention and be like, oh, or say to the universe and do this with our open arms, which I encourage. It's like, yes, Holy Spirit, like, please bless me with guidance, bless me with wisdom, please liberate me from any negative entities, energies, shackles, chains that seek to keep me bound, cancel, clear, delete, renounce across all timelines, space, and dimensions. In the name of the sovereign spirit and my sovereign soul. Yes. With that, take the action and move the needle forward. Continue taking the actions to bring your projects, yourself, your dreams further. Because it's like, it's interesting. It's like, on the one hand, it's like on a human level, it's like we take the actions and we feel like, you know, we're taking a step further quite linearly. Yet in reality, there is an incline version of that happening. And this incline is this elevation, and you are getting higher and higher. It's going to keep going and going. One more, goddess. And then let's get some tarot, please and thank you, Spirit. This feels very like, this is a very, I wanted to say like nebulous intuitive channel. Not in the sense that I'm doubting how clear my words are. No, not like that. Nebulous in the sense that it really feels like, I feel like I'm like really tuning into like an energetic stream, a particular thread, a particular flow, a particular chord. And that, I mean, like, that's probably often how it is, really. But there's something about the way this swirliness, the femininity, the circular motions, the dance of this all that feels very significant. Oh, we have green tarot with start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. Green tarot with start delegating. Ooh, here, let me come a little closer. Give her moment. Yes, okay. I love how it even said the including me. That was for your spirit guides. Not inherently me specifically, Dil Divine. Although if you do want to book a personal reading, please feel free to contact me. I feel like this one's very cut and dry. And the fact that it's following the receiving mode. This is the... Okay, this is the heads up. This is twofold. Heads up, okay, for folks. One, the obvious that we just got is like, allow yourself with people that you do feel good vibes about, that you do feel guided to, that you do trust. When opportunities or moments pop up in which you need support, the universe is looking at you and seeing, are you going to ask? Or are you going to try and do and struggle everything and do it all by yourself and continue with a very independent streak? For some, this is letting us know a really great opportunity to receive big time divine support and help. Receiving blessings is upon us, yet it's going to require us to ask for it, to open our mouths, to open up the space for it, to not just like present ourselves like everything is fine and everything is okay. Because if we do that, in this moment, for those that's resonating with this, if you do that, you'd be like, oh, I'm good. I got it. If you don't let them help you, whatever that minimal thing that you've turned away, I'm feeling is going to have you staying more or less as you are because you're okay. So if you're okay, you don't want change. You don't want the intervention. You don't want the intercession. You don't want the support. Now, this is not to say don't trust your discernment. Like if you know somebody is like Ikiana, and a definite no, I am not telling you to betray your boundaries. Say no. However, this is just saying, like, for some of y'all, ask for the support. In addition to, I have Spirit saying now, for some, there's going to be moments where you are specifically asking, and no matter what, for those of y'all who have fallen off from whatever you do as far as asking the universe to support, whether you do prayer, you do that during meditation, journaling, walks, like whatever you do. If you haven't done it in a hot minute, get back on it. Get back on it and start asking the universe for what you want support with, however general, however specific, however big, however small. Don't be getting caught up qualifying it too much and then being like, oh, I'm not going to ask for that. No, ask for it all. Start asking. Now, the other part that I was just about to say is some people are like, basically people and opportunities for support are going to be popping up in your reality anyway, and some of it's going to be proactively offered, or some of it's going to be offered very easily. Like I was just sharing in that last example where somebody could see you, just cliche, I'm seeing like 10 of wands from the tarot, and it's like the person who's carrying 10 wands, they're carrying too much. It's too much for them to carry. It's too much for them to carry. Technically, they have it all in their hands, but they can barely move. They can barely even move forward. If they are moving forward, it's literally at such a snail's pace that it feels like it really would feel like almost like a journey where the oasis is in sight, like not a mirage in a desert. It's in sight, but you're literally having the heaviest pack on the hottest day, and you're not letting go of anything because you want to keep everything you have. Yet there is the water refreshment in sight. But because you're carrying so much stuff, it's so delayed and so dragged out, it still feels like nearly impossibly far away. So for some of y'all with this 10 of Wands energy, what I'm getting is like, I feel like Spirit is sending in helpers, sending in support, sending in resources that could help you let go of some of those wands. Now, for some of it, it's going to be letting go of stuff completely and you don't have to carry it, deal with it anymore. For others, it's really going to truly be like a delegated team effort and collaboration where it's like, okay, you're going to get these wands. I'm going to carry these wands. We're going to alchemize. We're going to maximize here, and we're going to share the results of what we do with these wands. For some, it's like somebody's going to see these wands and burdens and be like, oh, wait, we're going to alchemize this. Or for others, it's like, I want to clear this off. I don't want you carrying this much. You ain't got to do this anymore. Let's make this really light and bright. Or maybe a combination. Either way, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Either way, receptive mode on all layers and levels. Either way, I still need a layer and level of being active in the passive, of being a little bit active in how we're practicing our receptivity. Not in the sense of doing too much. I am saying, though, allow yourself to, if you feel inspired in the moment and you need support or a hand, allow yourself to ask for it. Make that practice. Make that ask. Spirit is making you more comfortable with making the ask. Oh, this is a big thing. Spirit is making some of us more comfortable with making the ask, and especially practicing the asks on a very small level, because we're getting prepped. We're getting prepared for making bigger asks on bigger levels at bigger tables. So we need to be able to ask for somebody to help hold the door for us. If we have a little too many bags or too many groceries, we need to ask for someone to hold the door for us. For others, it's about allowing somebody to get the door for you. Allow the person who wants to get up and go ahead of you and hold the door for you. This is Spirit. There's a reason why I'm getting this specific example and channel right now. Is Spirit is going to, and I'm getting emotional. I don't know. Something's coming through, but I feel like Spirit is saying is like, they're going to send people who are literally going to jump up They are sent there in that moment to hold open the door for you. Don't let your survivalism, don't allow you being such a survivor and such an independent solo warrior for so long, managing and carrying your burden so well, so honorably, that you don't allow someone to hold the door for you. Because that person that's going to hold the door for you, not only is it going to maybe protect you from dropping something that you're carrying really important, really necessary, maybe even something that you got with the last of your coins on faith. And for some of you, it's like I'm getting this image. I had the grocery, but for some, I don't know why, I'm getting this image of like I'm thinking of a camera. Like I'm thinking of a camera. I don't do photography like that. But I'm thinking of like a camera where it's like, you don't want to drop a camera. You know how like, camera equipment's like dumb expensive, pardon me, but like mad expensive. You don't want to be dropping it. But imagine you have all of this equipment and you went and spent your coins, you invested, like, I'm feeling this so emotionally. This is for somebody. Please like make sure you pass this on for whoever your friends are, especially if they're the photographer that you're inspired by. Like, don't force the fit, don't force the fit. But I feel there's so much in my heart, like spirit is saying like, you're carrying all your equipment and somebody offers to hold the door and you're like, no, I got it, because you're so used to just being like going to your next gig, going to your next job, like you're not wanting to be a burden, because the few times you've had some experiences in the last couple of years where like you allow yourself to be helped and then people flipped it and reversed it on you, and where you felt like you were opening up and allowing yourself to be receptive, to be more in your feminine, to not be in that overworked hyper masculinity, and then somebody did something or said something and it felt like they bit you back, they set you up. It felt like you put your hands in like, a bear trap, you know what I'm saying? Or like a claw, like they got you. You got. It was a setup. And because of that energy of feeling got by that setup, you decided like, I gotta like, some of y'all, it wasn't even like, it's not even just this energy of being like, I don't want to mess with other humans. Some of y'all really took this so much to heart because you're so concerned about being such a loving person and you don't want to be a user. You're not a user. You don't want to be a mooch. You're not a mooch. Like you are framing it as if you want to protect people from you. Like you don't want people to catch your ick. Like you don't want people to catch your your lack. That you don't want people to be caught up in your failures or failings or lackings or what have you, your problems, your challenges, your issues. So much so that even holding a door for you created anxiety and a fear and a worry about being able to meet that person's expectations about you and still be like a decent or good person in that person's eyes. And this isn't even super conscious. This is all subconscious because of hurt from past situations involving receiving help and assistance. And with sources who maybe they got burnt out, maybe they got frustrated, and because they didn't know how to communicate openly, because for whatever was going on, they didn't feel safe enough to address whatever their disconnects were, their discontent was with you. They snapped, they freaked out, they blew up because they weren't caring for themselves. And they had expectations upon you, whether they were mutually agreed to or not, whether they were communicated or not, that if it wasn't communicated, it was never brought up, set up. And then even if it was, but maybe they felt like it wasn't being met, it's still a setup because they could have had an accountability conversation with you from a more compassionate, let's check in kind of place. Because we all could use that sometimes. Especially because I get it. Like, I am not a perfect person. I have definitely dropped the ball on things in my life. I'm not going to pretend any different. I also notice, though, and pay attention to who gives me grace and compassion and respect, even when they are frustrated with me, disappointed with me, even angry with me, versus who uses that frustration, that anger, disappointment, upset, whatever the emotion may be, who uses that as the justification to break me down, to call me names, to curse me out, to attack my character, to take one thing, or maybe to take several little things that they've been sleeping on and creating a narrative in their head that's writing me as this horrible person. And then what? And then they just throw it at me. And then it's just kind of like, I honor your feelings. I honor the validity of what you're feeling. I even honor the validity and your right to have a perspective and a perception of reality. Yet at the same token, this is where the healing work has come for me. And if you're still with me, this is resonating with you for a reason. I had to take those experiences, take those accountability checks, and however they were delivered unto me, and then I had to go and do the healing work and the trauma work, really, to still view myself as a worthwhile person, to still see myself as ultimately a good person, a person who is worthy of breath, a person who is worthy of life, a person who is worthy of love, friendship, and support, forgiveness, another chance, starting over, making amends, correcting things. And I had to do that. I ultimately had to be my own redeemer and get redeemed through my relationship with the Holy Spirit, with my ancestors, with the universe, with Source, with Christ, Christos, Sophia, all those spiritual, beliefs that I have. You can place whatever you believe in, however big, however small, whatever. But I had to go through that redemption because otherwise I was going to carry all that energy I was just talking about before, where I'm going to sit here and keep on closing myself off to humans, to new connections, new relationships, divinely appointed and aligned connections, because I'm projecting my past trauma forward. I'm projecting my past punishments, castigations, and judgments, and I'm being my own jailer if I were to continue to cut myself off from others, from the world. No matter how noble my intention could be. So allowing yourself to reopen here, allowing yourself, see, even the delegation, the teamwork thing, and the connections with other people, the working with other people, the collaboration. See what's going on here? Feel what's going on here? This isn't just about you receiving in silence. This isn't just about you being in the receptive mode, in isolation, in extreme hermitage anymore. This isn't about being at home in yourself and only at home in yourself. This is practicing the going and coming, the going and returning home to yourself on a daily basis as you interact and participate in the energy exchange in community and the world on some new layers and levels again, where you view yourself as the divine, worthy, abundant God, goddess, divine being. I'm just going to keep using goddess because that's what we got right now. Treating yourself as the divine goddess that you are, and not viewing yourself as some bad, petulant child who never atoned for their mistake. You're not that person. That's not your energy. That's not who you are. So stop casting yourself as this small person who doesn't deserve help on the smallest of levels, let alone the biggest. So there is something really going on, especially with that holding door example, that is just not letting go. So allow spirit to really hold those doors and open those doors for you. And when that happens, go through them and bring with you what you're guided to bring with you. I already had the example of the camera person. For others of you, it's going to be whatever it is that's relevant to your big passion, your big art, your big creation, your big creativity project, whatever it is. So a photographer, a videographer, we got the cameras, we got the camera equipment. I mean, for us content creators, that's a part of it too. I'm using my phone, I'm using a tripod, but phones is expensive. These materials cost, we ain't wasting nothing over here. Okay. So for me, I just showed you what are some of my materials, plus my cards, So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Can we get some tarot to help bring this message home, to land this message? How long have we been here? This has been a pure channel. 4-4 on the timer. Come on, holiest angels. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. That feels like a spread. Thank you. It did. Yeah, this is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got lots of major arcana going on here. Yeah, and it is shuffled. Like, no doubt. I feel like they wanted me to do this, so I looked at the bottom of the deck, and this one in the bottom of the deck is 8 of Wands. Okay, so stuff is going to be coming in. Coming in soon. You know what? And I just heard in my head, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. As I saw this, because there's some mountains, like a little bit in the background, and we were talking about the mountains with Hathor earlier. I will say that song also, somebody was, and that song doesn't pop up often in life, at least not for me. Ooh, sorry. At least not for me. So the fact that somebody days ago was singing it, and it's coming up now, accurate. And she'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain in this goddess energy, divine feminine, really leading this reading, calling it in today. Hathor, she, mountain, she, giving. She'll be coming around the mountain, flowing, abundance, show up. Okay, so anyway, stuff's coming in. So we're getting 5 of Swords, the Emperor, the Hermit, the Hangman. Damn. This tarot is confirming what I channeled in the Oracle messages straight up. 5 of Swords. I'm going to bring them up so y'all can see them up close. I'm going to tell you the story and I'm going to tell you why. We got the 5 of Swords. Look at that. And the Emperor. Okay, so first part of the message, get into that expression. Ethereal Visions Tarot. Also a tarot I had years ago that I recently got as a deal. Highly recommend buy used to always purify and cleanse your stuff. Pray over it. Make sure your spirit guides are cool with you, aligning with it. However, I'm a big fan of buying used things, secondhand things, as long as it feels right. It's guided. We cleanse and purify it. No cursed things going on over here. Anyway, 5 of Swords, the Emperor, 4 of the major arcana. This 5 of Swords, I'm getting the energy, I'm getting the scene. Characters sitting, reflecting a little bit in their feelings, a little bit of this ho-hum energy, reflecting on some of the past losses, the things that they walked away from, people that walked away from them, stuff that's no longer going with them into this next cycle or chapter. This person is in their head reflecting on their thoughts, and they're kind of also just taking a moment and pause. I like to think of the 5 of Swords sometimes as a hollow victory card, where it's like, if there was a battle, okay, a battle, a challenge, a confrontation, and this main character had won it. They walked away with the most swords. They walked away having, oh my God, I forgot the verb when you oh my God, what is the verb for when you get rid of your opponent's weapon? Disarm. Boom, there we go. You disarm the other one, so they ain't got their swords, and they're walking away. The opponents are defeated, and you made sure that they ain't got that sword again to ever come back at you with. Neutralize the threat. However, it's also acknowledging these battles, even it's not to say that there isn't a level of gratitude. However, it's acknowledging this took a toll on me. Having to engage in battle, having to engage in combat, having to engage in conflict, having enemies, period, having these ops, period, let alone then having to disarm them or witness your spirit guide, your spiritual team, your allies, disarm these people and handle the battle for you. And you just have to do whatever your part was. Maybe it was just showing up to the scene in the right moment, whatever it may be. But it's reflecting and being okay, I'm processing loss. Grateful, but I'm just processing loss and taking a breath. And I'm thinking about okay, where do I go from here? How do I protect my empire? How do I protect my resources? This is the reflective energy, on that next layer level, the Hermit, really exploring that death. Look at that death. Skull over there, nothing to be afraid of, but that death isn't death death card, death season, confirmation burr, of like an ending. The ending, the hermit, like exploring the shadows. It's like the next layer and level. It's like, I feel like this is like what you're presenting on the surface level, like what you would be presenting to other like human beings, external people. You know, they what they may see is they may like this may be you seated and you're really reflecting on losses, a shift of your identity, like stuff you're going through in this chapter, yet the world may still perceive you as like this emperor, like in your power, and they may even just perceive you as like being about your resources, your responsibilities, like what you got to rule, what you're trying to build, what you're trying to grow, like being about your business. And for some of you, maybe this is what you're intentionally putting off in the world too. So for some, this is just about how you're being perceived, and it just is what it is. For others, this is like you putting out that perception. Meanwhile, behind the scenes or more internally, you're going into the darkness, the shadow, trying to like integrate and understand like what is going on, like how it's like, okay, I did what I needed to do. I let go of what I needed to let go of. I created space for more, but what is next? What is going on? And it's almost like you're reflecting and thinking so much, kind of like tying yourself up a little bit. But at the same token, it's like, this Hanged Man is so fascinating. This Hanged Man is so fascinating because this one, if I hold it this way in reverse so we could see it, this is it upside, you know, the correct way, I'll say it that way, the main way. But when I look at it this way, look at it, it don't even look tied up. That string, there is a string that's holding him. It's hard to clock. But he's playing with that string. And that string is, he's holding his own string. Look, if he were to let go of the string in that right hand, because the string is wrapped around, I'm presuming, this ankle, he probably dropped. Now, I don't know what's going on with this hand, if that's tied in some weird shape or form, but I'm getting this energy of like, this person is almost like, I'm getting like circus act. I'm getting like Dick Grayson. I'm getting Nightwing. I'm getting Robin. I'm getting like original Robin. I'm getting like playing acrobatics. Playing acrobatics. Y'all play too much. But he's starting to play with the strings. I'm not coming for you. This is like, y'all about to drop in for yourselves. The thing is like this hangman was unraveling stuff. And somehow was shimmying and recognized it's like, okay, I gotta unravel myself out of this weird contortionist puzzle mess situation. And now there's been such an unraveling where really it's almost about letting go of whatever you feel tethered to. Letting go of the perspective that you've been hanging on to. It's about letting go and allowing yourself to drop out of that foundation, letting go of that and trusting and taking that leap of faith somewhere else. It's like at this point, for some, I believe you know things for you to let go of so that you can more easily leap into your new chapter and cycle. For others, you're in the process of gaining the clarity on maybe what you may be holding on to. What is that tether? Or for others, it's simply waiting for literally the divine moment and timing for where you just know, like, in reality, you don't need to be forcing or even looking for what to let go of. It's simply about staying ready so you ain't got to get ready, because when the ship comes, when the plane comes, when the opportunity comes, when the support comes, it's all in like divine timing. Like I'm getting this energy where it's like this person's hanging upside down, they're holding the string, but it's like they started unraveling themselves. It was like they got the divine guidance and the plan where it was like, what is it in school? It's like 12 o'clock pencil drop. But rather than like a pencil, it's you're dropping. And it's like you got the T from your allies. So it's like, okay, we're coordinating the drop. Your getaway car, and that's the second time we think about getaway car stuff in the last couple of days too. But it's like your getaway car driver is going to be there exactly at 12 on the dot. So it's like going to be pulling up. So it's like as soon as 12 on the dot comes through, it's like a let go, fall through, and it's like within those seconds you're going to fall into the car or like the vehicle with like, the proper bedding or cushioning to catch you. And then they're going to drive off and you're going to be gone with the wind. But it's like that sort of thing. It's like coordinated. So it's like when the shoe drops, it's not even like just going to be a drop. It's like it's going to be with a forward movement momentum. It's like you're just dropping to land because you need a landing point as you're coming back down to earth. You're coming back down the mountain. You'll be coming down the mountain when you come. See, but it's really like you'll be coming down the mountain. Yeah, you will. Like, yeah, it's like you're coming down, but in the best way because your girls, being spirit, your girls are picking you up. Pardon me, I know this sounds so dramatic. I'm hearing T.S. Madison in my head where she had some car segment or something. She's like, hey, let me pick you up. Hey, let me pick you up. Hey, let me pick you up. Yeah, like I'm really feeling that, honestly. And that's the help, and that's the receptive mode too. Oh, spirit getting hype for a minute. But that's the receptive mode. Like that's spirit-based saying is like, we are telling you like nourishment is coming in. Help is coming in. The ride is coming in. 8 of Wands with the quickness soon. Soon. So start unraveling, untying the stuff that don't serve you. You've already been doing it, letting go of the baggage, the dust, the crust, the bum, like that doesn't serve, with gratitude, no tea, no shade, wishing everyone everything the best, wishing everything to be reduced, reused, recycled, and repurposed and alchemized through pure source energy and love. Chops to what needs to be chopped. Because you're getting picked up. Like the goddess is coming for you. The goddess is sending in the carriage. The goddess is coordinating the ride. Okay, collective? So be ready. Be ready. Let's get a closing oracle, please. Magic of Marvel. Miss Marvel, I am part of something bigger. Boom. Confirmation. Confirmation will arrive in our lives. There we go, Miss Marvel. I'm part of something bigger. Whenever I channel this card, I get her energy. Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan. For some of you, this is about like really like owning your name, like your image, your identity, like literally your identity next level. I know she goes by Miss Marvel, like that's her public facing one. But like even the fact that I'm focusing on Kamala Khan, like her full name, like her behind the scenes, her personal life name, her private name, like both, like all parts, all faces, all sides, like owning the fullness of herself. Boom, being in that confidence. Okay, there's that. We channeled that in the message. Also, part of something bigger is like this team effort, this collaboration, this connection. So coming back into, once again, the delegation with Tara, delegating with teammates, collaborators, partners, like people you have agreements with, whether it's a full-on team or it's like, okay, we're just working together in this one capacity. We may not call it a team, but it is what it is. We've got agreements, we've got treaties, we've got alliances. Marvel, ultimate alliance. Literally. Ultimate alliance. Like your ultimate alliance is here. Your ultimate alliance is coming to pick you up. It's kind of like what I'm getting is like you're about to drop, like, because it's like really on some superhero-ish. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm getting like Black Widow, because Black Widow ain't got flying powers. Black Widow, as far as I know, is I'm pretty sure she's, what do you call it? Just like a above average human. She's not considered like, she ain't no alien. She's not a mutant. She's not a mutate. She's not a meta, none of that. She's just a badass human, okay, who's very skilled. Meow. And so imagine like Black Widow and she was up in here Yes, Black Widow was up in here. Black Widow was up in the place where she was on assignment. She was doing the mission. And you know what? She got herself a little bit caught up in it, wrapped up in it. But part of the mission was to get caught up in it. Maybe not that caught up, depending on. But hey, like, when you're doing the deep espionage, the deep infiltration mission, deep integration mission, you become a little bit enmeshed in things. And it's like there's always the projected and forecasted thing before we're in the situation of like how we think it's gonna go. And then there's reality once you all up in it. Okay? But breaking free. Thank you, Spirit. Break free, break free, break free. That's a big synchronicity. If you have been hearing the phrase, the terminology, break free, if you've been hearing Ariana Pumpkin Spice Grande's song, break free, popping up around you as well, and or, so the phrase and or, the song, big, big, big synchronicity, because I was getting that a lot in the last like 24 hours, and I know Spirit wanted me to talk about that in a reading, so there's a reason why it's coming up now. It's like you're breaking free, Black Widow, doing your part to unravel, but the thing is like where you're hanging from, there is the leap of faith. You got to do like one of those Black Widow Matrix, like poussoir drops of faith, you know, like when Trinity does the meow, like the kicks and the, you know what I'm saying? Like that Matrix push. Like, I need you to be, yes, like Matrix push. Like, you have to be like, Neo is going to catch Trinity. Trinity going to catch Neo. Trinity going to catch Neo. Neo going to catch Trinity. This is it. This is it. This is it. So you just got to be ready to unravel. Take your moment. Have your poussoir. Free fall. Free fall in faith. Feel the puss. Feel the fantasy. Strike the pose. Because you're going to land. And Neo is going to pull up and he's going to come in and he's just going to swoop and he's going to fly and get you. Or maybe he's going to pull up with your Ducati. You know what I'm saying? With Miss Marvels, bringing it back to Marvels, it's like, okay, like she got at least 2 teams because you know the way Marvel was trying to write her ass as a mutant, I think now. You know what I'm saying? She's like both, whatever. But I'm like, basically, it's like you could have the Avengers be sending what's their vehicle? The Quinjet? I don't know. I'm not really an Avengers girl. I'm more of an X girl. But the X-Men coming with the Blackbird. Like, they're going to come pick you up. Send a little jet. Who knows? Maybe Iceman's going to be like on the little slide, getting ready to catch you. Or I would love if Rogue came and caught me. You know what I'm saying? Like Rogue. Like Rogue's going to swoop in. And she'd be like, gotcha, Shug. Right on time. Yes, Shug. Yes, Shug. Things are getting sweeter. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That was also another synchronicity for someone out there that coming up. So be ready because you're a part of a team. But you got to show up. You better be on that leap of faith. Ready to receive. You're not trapped. You're getting moved. And you're moving. Like, you're doing it too. It's like you're being moved, but you're also moving. Like, you're an active participant in the process. Like, don't get it twisted. All right, yeah, I feel like very content with this. All right, y'all. So once again, I'm Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. Of course, take what resonates, leave what does not. And as always, if you would like a more personalized reading, because this is a general one, feel free to connect with me. My contact information will be down below. I don't reach out to people first. It's up to you to initiate the exchange. And if you're kind of curious about this, but you don't want to commit to an hour-long reading, I am offering like mini readings for 20 minutes. So if you want to try a 20-minute session, be sure to contact me down below. It's a great way to like focus on a topic, kind of get in there, especially if you're new to receiving a reading and getting something that's like customized for you, for some clarity and next steps that you can use to navigate whatever transition you're going through. For here, also, this may be a good place for you to start practicing your receiving and getting some good, powerful insights and building your team of advisors and coaches for the various goals you have in your life. All right? No pressure, just putting it out there. All right, loves. I will be back very soon, and I'm wishing y'all a beautiful day.